Okay, so I did finally get a capital vessel that I like built in my creative game. We'll go down here and I'll show it to you. I did make a blueprint of it, and I have put it in my factory just to get a list of the requirements, and I was like, ooh, this requires quite a few rare ores. But after thinking about it, let me get in here. I'm thinking it's because of the power coils and the flux coils, hopefully, and because I do have quite a few of those. Uh, it's a nice little. I tried to make it as a battleship. That's why there's so many turrets on it. And I did ask another player if turrets were actually working yet, or if they still will shoot through your ship. And he seemed to think that they still shoot through your ship. So I am just not going to load any ammo for those, and that's why I have added so many. Well, I've got 5 of the rocket launchers on it, uh, which I'm hoping should be enough. Some other people I've seen with as many as 8 of them. That seems like overkill. So anyway, it's got quite a few glass panels on it, which is nice for wandering around. This whole central section with the artillery turret on the top sits right over my warp coil. Uh, it's very tight inside. Let's go in and take a look. Uh, so this upper deck is all it is my pilot seat, and then you come down here. My core is surrounded by cargo boxes with a warp coil behind it. I've got a medic station in case I need it. This is my fueling area for the regular type fuel and my warp fuel. This is all empty for now. I had planned to put a constructor in here, but it's not tall enough. You need to have 2 empty spaces. So I kind of screwed up there. My next ship, I think I will expand this area that is 2 squares high all the way out to the edge. I've got my RCS here. I have a T2 large generator in the very back. I've got 4 large engines, and the whole back is glass. My gravity generator. I did put in a T2 fridge and a food processor. My ammo boxes, I used large ones and just put them on end. And my 2 large O2s and my O2 station. And that's really all there is in here. That's the warp coil in the middle of everything. Actually, some of this stuff, like where there's glass, or yeah, basically where there's glass up here, right next to walls, or stuff like this gun, was because a block would not fit there. I also put a door in right here with a ramp that takes you down. Oh, fell off. And that's my plasma turret on the front. I have at least 3 directional thrusters in every direction except for the back where I just use the regular thrusters. Only problem, I may wall these off with some armor because they'll get blown off the first time I get attacked. I think that's about it. I've got these squatty little landing pad, and I think that's it. Let me go in. It's really quite nice in handling. Come up here. Let's turn stuff on. Oops, come back here. Okay. And we'll go for a spin. and it handles really quite nicely. Originally, I actually had two of the really big engines for my main thrusters, and they just go through fuel like there's no tomorrow. So I sized down to these smaller, large engines. I guess that's what you call them. They are a little bit smaller. There's the moon right there. Uh, anyway, I really have liked it quite a lot. Let's whoops, scroll around here so you can see it. Um, anyway, that is my first capital vessel build. Uh, and like I said, on my next one, I think that I will expand out this area that is 2 bricks high, just so I can fit in things like an advanced constructor. And we'll go back down here. I'm going to stop this video here, and then we'll go back into my regular YouTube game, and I'll show you what the requirements are on the blueprint when I get there. So I'll land this puppy, and I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so here I am back in my regular game, and I made myself a landing pad out here where I was going to park my capital vessel. And so here's my factory. I've used my blueprint, and here you can see all the ingots that it needs. So I need to get 60 zirconium and aerostrum ingots, and you need to be able to warp to another planet to be able to get those. So I'm really hoping that this requirement is simply for, like I said before, flux coils and power coils. And I do have quite a few of those from raiding the points of interest on this, on Akua. So you can see I've got 40 flux coils. I only have 5 power coils, so I'm really kind of hoping that it doesn't need those. The other thing I'm a little hesitant about, I'm not sure how many of these it's going to take. And once you put resources into the factory, you can't take them out. You don't necessarily lose them. They stay in the factory until they're used up. But I don't know that I'm going to be using my factory again. Maybe I will once I get another capital ship built, or when I make a larger capital ship that I'll actually use as a base. So I guess I shouldn't be too worried about dumping resources in there, because you can always get more. And especially if this is what it's going to take so that I can actually build my capital vessel so that I can warp to the other planets to get those more rare ores. So anyway, that's the conundrum I'm in. I guess it's not really a conundrum. I just need to, as they say, man up and put my crap in the factory and start building it. So that is probably what I will do in my next video. I'll dump everything in the factory, build my CV, and we'll go for a trip in my real game. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.